Sorry, it was a random telemarketer that stopped this video. Let's keep going. Athlete's foot. When we were talking about athlete's foot, if you go to camp, like if you go to camp or different places and you're in some unknown shower, make sure that you get some flip-flops or something to wear just to protect those feet, because you do not want to get athlete's foot. And a lot of times it gets spread in places like that because there's a lot of kids with dirty feet at camp and they're all using the same shower, and you do not want to get that on your feet because that's itchy, smelly, nasty, red, flaky. Ugh. Alright, now let's talk about your toenails. The best time to care for your toenails is after a warm bath, when the nails and the cuticles around them are soft. I don't know if you've ever tried to cut your nails when they're dry. It gets hard because they get very hardened down there. Toenails should be cut straight across instead of rounded, and they should not be trimmed too close to the skin. So your fingernails, you're going to be cutting them in a rounded way, and your toenails, you're going to be cutting straight across. Proper trimming prevents the nails from cutting into the flesh. If the toenails are trimmed too close, a corner of the nail may grow under the skin, causing an ingrown toenail. So highlight that. You do not want an ingrown toenail, so make sure that you trim yours properly, which means, first of all, you're doing it when it's wet, and then you are just trimming it, but not too close, and going straight across. You do not want it to cut so short that it starts growing inward, because then you'll have an ingrown toenail. If the toes are squeezed into tight shoes, an ingrown toenail can become infected. Ingrown toenails can be prevented by cutting your nails properly and by wearing well-fitting shoes. So check your shoes. If you don't have a little bit of space in them, then it's time to get some bigger shoes, because you don't want ingrown toenails. That's painful. All right, if an athlete gets athlete's foot, what does an astronaut get? Mistletoe. Okay, turn page. Shiny hair is healthy hair. So we went from your cuticles to your feet, and now we're going to your hair. Your hair has oil on it from the sebaceous glands to keep it soft and shiny. Do you remember what this oily substance is called? Sebum. The oil or sebum prevents your hair from becoming too dry and breaking too easily. Sebum, however, also makes dust and dirt cling more easily to your hair. If you do not shampoo often enough, excess sebum may make your hair look and feel oily. The sebum, which collects on the scalp, mixes with perspiration, bacteria, dead skin cells, and dirt to clog the pores. So make sure you're showering often enough where you're not getting a bacteria collection on your head. Shampoo removes dust and dirt as well as excess oil from your hair and keeps the pores on your scalp open. You normally need to shampoo your hair at least once a week to prevent scalp diseases and unpleasant odors, to help keep your hair looking attractive. If you are active outside, perspired heavily, or have an oily scalp, you probably need to shampoo more often. So this is at least once a week, but this doesn't mean showering once a week, because that's disgusting. You need to make sure you're taking a bath almost every day if possible. And your hair, though, you do not need to shampoo it every single day. Depends on the type of hair you have. If you have thinner hair, you probably need to shower more often because it will get oily a little bit faster. If you have thick hair, probably less. Just depends on what type of hair you have. Now, caring for your hair. Always get your hair wet before applying shampoo. Then you will need less shampoo and your hair will be easier to rinse. One application of shampoo is usually enough. You should not pour the shampoo directly onto your head because you will use more shampoo than you need. Pour the shampoo into your hands, rub them together, and then gently massage the shampoo into your hair. So you can see the helpful hint. Excessive use of a blow dryer on a high heat setting can cause scalp dryness and dry, brittle hair. Heat can really damage your hair, so it is important to be careful with not putting it on the highest setting and just so it's just like killing your hair. Rinse your hair thoroughly with warm water until all the shampoo is removed. If all the shampoo is not rinsed from your hair will look oily or dull, and it may feel sticky when it's dry. When I was little, sometimes I wouldn't get all the soap out of my hair, and then I would notice when it was dry, it looked like I hadn't taken a shower because it was all like oily looking and sticking to my head. It's because I didn't get all the shampoo out. If you shampoo regularly and always rinse your hair thoroughly, but it still looks oily, you may need to use a different brand of shampoo. Some shampoos have wax in them to make the shampoo thicker. With frequent use, this wax builds up on the hair, causing it to look oily. That's happened to me before too. So I try to use a good shampoo so that it's not all building up on your hair, which is interesting because you can actually kind of rub up on it like this and see if it has some wax on there. Because wet hair can be stretched to almost twice its normal length, it will break easily. Thus, you should never brush or comb soaking wet hair. Either towel dry or blow dry your hair before you comb it. So it is recommended, do not brush your hair while it's wet because it's very stretchy when it's wet and you don't want to be ripping all of the hairs out. When combing your hair, never start at your scalp and pull a comb through to remove tangles and snarls. You should first separate any tangles with your fingers. Then, using a wide tooth comb, begin at the ends of your hair and gently comb down, gradually working up to your scalp. Your hair should be cut or trimmed often enough to keep it looking neat. Hair that is trimmed is easier to brush and comb. Even if you are taking proper care of your hair, but it looks dry and dull and breaks easily, you probably are lacking essential nutrients. Remember, protein and vitamin A help to keep your skin, fingernails, and hair looking healthy. How many foods can you name that are rich in vitamin A or carotene? Okay, question. How does a rabbit stay well groomed? It uses a hairbrush. Okay. That's dumb. All right, number 1. How should fingernails be trimmed? Well, they should be rounded, so follow the shape of your fingers. When should your nails be trimmed? Trim them when they are wet. When should nails be filed? File them when they are dry. And this just is common sense because if you're filing something when it's all wet and pliable, it's going to be moving all around and it's gross. What is another name for the hardened skin around a nail? This is your cuticle. What is a torn skin along a nail which becomes sore? That's a hangnail. What are 2 nutrients your body needs for healthy skin, hair, and nails? Well, eat more protein and vitamin A. What is the nutrient your body changes into vitamin A? Carotene. And how should your toenails be trimmed? Well, for toenails, you go straight across instead of rounded. What is the skin disease that causes painful infection between the toes? That is athlete's foot. And what is a toenail corner that has grown under the skin? That is an ingrown toenail. After this, I want you to reread page 86 through 87. Reread this about shiny hair is healthy hair. And I will see you on Monday.